Yeah, that's that one there is me.
Morning everyone, and welcome to today's live trading London session. It's Monday morning, and let's start by sharing screen. I've just had a quick look at the news. Someone said yesterday Japanese bank holiday. The strange thing is I've just been on the Harmonic scanner. I haven't drawn up any of the new scans, and I always start with the H1 Traders Way, the main feed. It doesn't matter which one you use. Out of all these brokers, they will vary a little bit, but it's just not connected to whichever broker you're using. But I just noticed whatever's happened to the euro on that Monday morning, that's just gone down 33 pips like that on their hourly. So I'm glad we weren't in that one at the moment, but I just want to draw this one on as it's a main London one. Then we'll have a quick look through the pairs. So pick your local time zone, measure using the ruler C to D, because our rule is a minimum of 80 pips. That's 137, so that's fine. Has it moved 20 pips off the D point? Yes, it's moved 47. And then just use your vertical line to line it up exactly. So X, 4th of August, 1600. A, the 6th of August, 0800. B, 6th of August, 1600. C, 6th of August, 1900. And finally D, 7th of August at 1600. Then come over to your charts on TradingView. Euro USD. Same time frame, hourly. I'll just hide all this for this morning. And I'll put it back on later. Just be easier for you to see. I'll take those off because they show on the right hand menu. Okay, so now we've got that. I could take that one off as well. I'll fade out an old one I was using. Right, so we want to find, the first one is the 4th of, oh, another one there. 4th of August. At 1600. Oh yeah, sorry, just that the little red one. So you do need to make sure it's correct, because I thought the little green one, which for me is the red on that Harmonic scanner, the sell candle, is lower than the blue. So although I'd written the time down wrong, you're always looking for low to high. So there are two ways of doing this. You can draw brush marks on low to high, or you can just look visually. For the purpose of today, I'll just do it visually. Use the magnet on the left. So that's our first one, that's the X. Then we want the A point, the 6th of August at 0800. That's going to be that long wiki one. 6th of August at 1600. That one there. 6th of August, 1900, the next high. Just check the date and time at the bottom as you're doing it. And then the 7th at 1600. That's that one there. Once you've got that on, come back over here and get your pitchfork. Same thing again with the magnet on. X to C to D and make sure it locks onto the end of the wicks. I like my latest scans in white. Pitchforks. And then once that's on, we come down to the 1 minute. And just make sure it's locked on to the lowest point. So you've got two very similar there. And I think that one's slightly lower. So if you're in doubt, come over here and use the horizontal line. And no, that's interesting because I thought it was the other one. So it's just a visual thing because actually that nearest one is the lowest one. And it is important to be accurate. You've only got to do this once because the angle goes off over the months and then your trade is invalid. So you get the benefit of the precision if you bother with this because you're gaining those extra pips all the time that you're not on the longer time frames, 5 minutes and above, because we have such precision and we can use the lowest stop loss. So you just see that little wick up there, looks the highest one. And you don't have to bother moving the drawing. It's only the pitchfork, but I like to do that. Doesn't matter on the B, there's no pitchfork, so you're not moving it to that lowest one. If you look at the timestamp, 6th of August, 1609, that's nearest to the one that I read out. So the B is going to go on there. That's how you work that out. And lastly, the X point. And then right click, see the padlocks open, just lock it on, then they can't glitch on you. And now we're done. So come back to the hour. And we've got the scan on there, so we'll come down to the 1 minute. And let's see what's happening. So there's our D point. And we're just looking for a buy because it hasn't reached the median. So we'll have about 35, 40 pips between each leg. It didn't give us a break and a retest of the pitchfork line, which is what we want to see. Sometimes I found it doesn't do that, not just on this pair, but on any pair. But then you can see it suddenly plummeted below here. So what have we got happening? So we've had a break and a retest. We've got the pitchfork touch. We've got the orange 62 EMA, which is our current momentum in the markets, crossed down over the 15-minute saying sell. So we're not interested in this one at the moment. We won't look at that until it starts to turn around and come back in. So what I'm going to do on this one, although we could take it off the extensions, so I was going to set the alert here, but I could do 2 alerts, one up here and one down there on this one, I think, because it's still got a very strong, the 62 is just curling round, it's just come back up there. Hopefully it is going to ping back in, but I don't know if it's going to want to come down to this area here. So I'm going to put my alert here. Just a few pips away. And we'll see what happens on that one. Extend the right line, then it doesn't matter how long it takes for it to go off. Now, I'll put an alert on quarter theory as well, or just above it. In case it carries on dropping. Okay, so that's everything on Euro USD. Let's see what else. If we've got anything new on the scanner that I need to pay attention to. We've got a USD JPY. $57, that's too small. GBP CAD. 111, and that was from the 7th of August, so we must have that one. GCAD. I'll have a look at that in a minute. So you can have a quick USD CAD, quick look through some of these. Don't like that, that's too small. NZD CAD, I don't trade. USD Chef, I don't even think I have a, not sure how many scans I've got on these Swiss franc pairs. That is only 24 anyway. So I can't see a lot going on there. Oh, I'll just look at FX choice. GCAD, that's that one. Euro USD, GBP, JPY, Euro AUD. Pretty sure we had that one.
Have you got Euro GBP? Yeah, sorry, GBP JPY marked up, sir.
I saw you've done some. Where did you find that one then?
I think this one's an old one actually.
Oh, that one, GBP, JPY Shark.
Maybe.
That's 135 pips with a D point at the 7th of August.
Let's have a look on my one click 2 sec.
That's on an M30.
The 7th of August.
7th, yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure. Let me have a look. Thank you.
It's approaching a core theory on pitchfork at the moment, but it does sort of look like that push up was the session switch over.
Okay, great. Let's have a look. I'll see if I've got that. I can't remember. No, don't think I have. Okay, that's good. We'll do that one then. Right. Change that to green. So that's an M30. Yes, I can see it coming up to quarter. Thanks for that, Connor. Right, so let's come back to our harmonic scanner. So X, GJ on the M30, X 4th of the 8th, 1500, A, the 5th of the 8th at 1400, B, 5th of the 8th at 2300. This is Paris time, so you'll have to adjust it to yours if you're listening to me. 6th of the 8th at 11. Just pick your local time zone, bottom right. And D, the 7th of August at 1600. So use the magnet, fourth at 1500, the fifth at that'll be that one, fifth at 1330, not 1400, the fifth at 23, the sixth at 11. It's just always, or 1030, it's always high to low, and D, the seventh at 1600. Oh, it's going to be that one. Sorry, I'm just off slightly on my reading out the times. Put the pitchfork on. Okay. That looks like it's on. I'll just double check. Slightly off. Okay, nearly that. Right, lock them on, and then let's see what this one's doing. So this is what we're looking at here. It's hitting TP1 138,360 according to the scanner. So it's respecting the scan nicely. So again, we didn't get an exact break and retest of the pitchfork. That was 4 pips off. We're just looking for a buy. We've got the 62 crossed above the blue, which is strong indication upward momentum for the buy. And as Connor said, it's just hitting that beautiful point where the pitchfork crosses the quarter theory. So if that carries on up, then that, which it should do according to this orange 62, then that's going to be a very nice buy. So let's put our trend line on. That was very steep there. The thing with Monday mornings is they are a bit erratic. Not always our favourite time to trade. Put that on like that, I think. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 touches on that trend line. Got a little double top going on there. So I don't know if it wants to come down to this 62 before carrying on up. So we'll put an alert on here and wait for this one. So we're only looking for buys on this scan at the moment until it hits the median. It hasn't hit the median anyway. What are the pivots saying? So yes, as Connor said, session changeover, fake out before London, and then it's done about 30 pips already. So we'll keep an eye on that one and put our slider bar on so we know what we're doing when we come back to it. Great, okay, that's that one. So that's GJ. Euro NZD. So that was quite a nice setup there. It's just taking off their pitchfork and quarter theory, break and retest above the 62. That's gone though. Well, just EN. I don't like it when you try and get into a trade when it's already moving. It might come back again. So that did have 3 confirmations on it. And that was off, scan are we working off? Oh, well, actually that's a good point because we've got a newer scan there. So I take that back. I think the white one might be better to work off. And just dull that down. So we had a scan with the D point of the 7th of August again. So that's the most recent one we should be using. And that was 188 pips. Sorry, I'll mark that up again. So what we're waiting for, let me just see, has it reached the median? I can't remember what I was looking at. Oh, it's just reached the median, so we can do buys or sells now. That's our next level up to here. So I'll just set an alert at that pitchfork, I think. So the orange is above the blue, it's above quarter theory, so that's saying buy. So, and it's a fast pair. Oh, GJ's just set off. So that's just hitting our target area. So we're just waiting for the break and the retest on GJ. It's got a strong upward momentum on the orange line. So let's just watch this one for a bit for an entry. So our entry line after a break and a retest is round about 138,530. It's just on that angle of that pitchfork. So that would be 10 pips. So we're waiting for a break and a retest. If it shoots up really strongly, what I've seen on Chance's charts is he doesn't necessarily wait for the 10 pips because he considers the strong thrust up to be part of it, and then back down to the pitchfork or quarter theory, may not touch that. And then as soon as it does come back and give us that retest at that line, then we can get in. Half-hour candle, have a look at that. And the half-hour candle, very strong, huge engulfing candle, very solid bottom. Just wicking off the quarter theory on the half-hour. So struggling a bit on that half-hour. It's just absolutely to the pip touched quarter theory on it slightly. It's touched the pitchfork to the pip. And then it's opened as a sell candle. And the same on the 15-minute, although it's touching the pitchfork again. And back to the 1 minute. So it's just doing a bit of a retrace. So we'll come back to that one. I'll put that alarm then just a few pips above the pitchfork so we can see if it starts to break above. So I've put that at 3 pips above the pitchfork. So we'll come back to that one. Euro NZD, I was just going to put an alert along here. So the only thing we don't like about it, it is a fast pair, is you have got quarter theory at about 15 to 17 pips above an entry point. But then if it was in strong upward momentum and broke through that, then we know it would want to go on to that next zone up there. So that's working its way up quite strongly. So that's EN, we'll wait for that alert. Euro AUD. So we had a scan with the D point 6th of August, if you've got that one. There it is. So it did break and retest. Very fast pair, came down to quarter theory. That stalled out along quarter theory under 62 for the whole of London on Friday. And then a strong push up just before close of markets. And then here we are today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all those rejections off quarter theory showing that it wants to buy, and we're above that very nice sort of sandwich, sort of cheese wedge of the pitchfork as well. So I'm liking the look of that for a buy as well. Let's just magnify that. And how many pips have we got between that and that? 61, which technically means we could take that as a quarter theory trade. And I do like the way it's rejected along that quarter theory for so long. It's stalled out along there so long. I do like that. Just wait for that orange to cross 62. I'm just wondering whether it wants to. So that's coming out of Tokyo. How many pips did it do there? Oh, sorry, wrong one. Don't want to put that on yet. Let me just measure this. They only moved 11 pips for. Only moved 11 pips on a very fast pair. Nearly an hour. So I do like the look of that for a buy off the quarter theory. It's just moving up now. And that's GJ gone off. So we'd have to come in on it now, which doesn't cover us on that pitchfork, that's all. And I've got an old pitchfork running through there, which might just hit it a bit to stall out. Show you that. That's that green one there. Let's go back to GJ. Oh, that would be good if it came back down to quarter theory and then takes off. I'd prefer that. It comes back down there again. But it's just on that 1 minute trend line with the 62 crossing the blue, so it might not do that. That trend line might hold it. So I think there's a buy opportunity there if you want to take a quarter theory one, but only when it turns. Let me just magnify it for you. Only when that orange actually crosses above the blue, because at the moment it's just snaking along it. It's at a very interesting point on that 1 minute trend. It's stalled along quarter theory for so long, and all the way back here, previous lines of support and resistance. That's end of market. So it's definitely buying, not selling. Although it did do that long move up there, but it can't break back down. So that's a good one. Let's have a look at GJ. But not while it's on a sell candle, because it's still doing this indecision thing. And you might have to adjust your 1 minute trend. Ideally, what we'd like is if it comes down to that quarter theory, we adjust the 1 minute trend, and then that 62 starts to take off. Just settings. Okay. Just move that. Oh, that's at such an interesting point there. Right, GJ. Well, the alert went off and then it's dipped back down as well. Could be because it's Mondays, which I do find Monday morning erratic. So trend line's still okay. All these touches down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 perfect touches. So just dipping below that at the moment. We could move it out to there. 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't give us quite so many. So anyway, we're not interested in that till it sets that alert off again. So that's GJ. Euro GBP. That's selling, coming down to, it's just there's an old pitchfork there, quarter theory. So that's doing the opposite to what some of the other euros are doing. So that's interesting. So maybe that's something we need to take note of. Why is one doing different from the other correlating pairs? And this scan is the 31st of July that I was looking at. Let me just see what the, hang on, I can probably move it into that other one now. Settings, you fade that one right down and bring this one up. No, not that one. Sorry, on the wrong one. I can't see my, strange, I can't see my pitchfork. That's something different. That's something different. That's something different. That one. Oh, there it is. Right, so we've got, it did hit the median. I'm just puzzled why this one is selling. Well, that's a very similar pair as far as the market's concerned. Let's come down to the 1 minute anyway, see what we can mark up. So it didn't actually cross the blue, so still a strong downward momentum. It's crossed below that pitchfork, strongly below the 62, still working its way down. It is a slower moving pair than the others we've been looking at. EN, EA, GJ, very fast. This one not quite so fast, but it's working its way down to this area here at the moment. And the pivots tell us what? Lower highs, lower lows. So let's put our trend line on. And we had that big plunge down, didn't we, on that euro we looked at very first of all. I can't see another trend line that I like particularly. You could do that, but that gives you 3 points, 3, possibly 4 there. So what's our momentum if we come out? That shows that we've had a downward momentum since late last week. Still in a downward momentum. So I'll put an alert. It just concerns me that this one's behaving differently from the other euros. So I'm just going to go back and look at those. So I'm just going to put an alert down there because I thought the others were all buying. I mean, they don't always act exactly the same way. Right, I'll just leave that there at the minute then. Nothing we can do about that. That's Euro GBP. So Euro NZD still saying buy. A little bit of a retrace back to that 1 minute trend line. I'll leave that where it was. And Euro AUD still stalling out. Still stalling out exactly that same area. Let's move on to another pair then. I'll just change that slightly, I think. So that's moving up now. But the orange hasn't crossed the blue, remember. It's still snaking along, so I wouldn't jump to your guns just yet, because sometimes these lines can just snake around and turn. And the Euro GBP was selling, remember. So that orange line is still parallel to the blue line, and the orange line is our current momentum in the market, and it's flatlining. It's not turned up for the buy yet. And that is key when you're watching something like this. If you look at that there, and you see that long wick off on this 1 minute, you've got 3 seconds left. Watch your timer on the right, and that's saying sell. And that's why you don't jump the gun to watch that. You see that snaking down now. So
also coming up to 10 minutes to the hour.
Oh yeah, good point. Thanks. I didn't notice that. So this could be our fake out before the hour, hopefully, and then go back to the buy. The only thing that I'm concerned about, although this is now traveling sideways, which could be good because the 62 is tailing off, and that's what we'd like to see ideally, is this starts to want to buy as well. So 2 strong downward candles there on the half hourly. And then, so they're just kind of, the market's kind of ticking along, isn't it, at the moment? Right, let's do a few more before we go for this morning. GBP USD. Very strong downward momentum being in play. It's at a critical point on a pitchfork and quarter theory at the moment, which is quite nice. So if the euro, though, is going down here against the GBP, we'd expect the GBP to be rising, but it isn't. So the markets are confusing me a bit this morning. Although we don't like to make predictions, as we know. So I'm using a D point of the 6th of August on this one. Let's come back to our 1 minute, see what we can mark up. So the orange 62 is saying sell because it's crossed below the blue, even though it is pointing up at the moment. It's ranging in this cheese-shaped wedge, which is our price trap area. This was close of market over the weekend, hence the spreads and all those long lines. And then in Tokyo, it's just ranged along there, done its dip down, pre-London fake out. So what we are, and the pitchfork saying sell, it's below the pitchfork. But price has to make its mind up once it works its way through here. So we'll mark this up. So at the moment, if we put the pivots on, consolidation all the way through Tokyo, and then lower highs, dip down to quarter theory, just coming up before the previous hour. So I don't know if it wants to turn around and come back this way now. Turn those pivots off. So don't know on this one, because I'm confused about the other pairs at the moment. You need slightly bigger than 10 pip stop loss, technically speaking. Put a short position on it. If you're into a short position, then it needs to come down to quarter theory. So either this or this. So nothing we can do about that till it decides what it wants to do in this wedge shape, although it has been going down. And that means the euro should be going up. It's just turning on there. That is just tiny bit of movement, just not, so something's going to ping somewhere, and euro ward has just curled right down again, as you say, 10 minutes before the hour. These are previous lines of resistance, strongly down though, isn't it, at the moment? So that could want to come. Yeah, this market's not very predictable this morning, for me anyway. So again, it's in that wedge shape there. Things might start to settle down and happen nicely in New York. That's that in there. Let's look at a couple of other things on here. Got any chat going on? Chat, sorry. When do we include M30s? Yes, M30, H1, H4, we never do daily, even M15. If it's a minimum of 80 pips, then that's fine. Yeah. How many candles before confirm entry? How many candles? I don't think it's to do with candles, it's to do with price movement. The break and the retest is the important thing. No retest, no entry, and that can happen very quickly if it's quite slow and it's spread out. Oh, well, yes, actually, I think you want about, is it about 5, no more than 5 candles? I think that's what Chance says. It needs to be all quite close to where you're thinking of getting in, because in the past, when I was learning, I would see a break and a retest, but like a few hours before. And what that indicates is that the price is going to move, but over a much longer time frame. Do you check the currency strength? No, we never bother looking at, if you mean the currency strength meter or the heat wave, whichever one you're using, Chance never bothers with that, and we don't bother with that on this particular strategy. Just changed, and euro is weaker than GBP. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? I don't use currency strength either. It's not concrete for sure. They said Sundays and Fridays not best for trading. I agree with that, although I do quite like Sunday open. If I do set up charts, midnight one, I didn't last night, but midnight 1 a.m, 2 a.m. I had a plumber here all day yesterday and it took forever, so I actually had 3 plumbing jobs. Ha ha. So I'm going to stop saying the word plumbers because I keep manifesting plumbing jobs. But I do find Monday mornings not to my liking, really. And normally the close of candle Monday evening and the open of candle Tuesday morning dictates what the market's going to do for the week through to the Thursday. And there are more pips Tuesday to Thursdays, and the market is seasonal. So there are also more pips spring, summer, autumn, rather than winter. I think it is winter, Jan, Feb. You'll find you get fewer scans, so that'll be a good time, particularly to do binary trading, I think. So I'll just come back to share screen before we go. Yeah, look at that, drop right down now, the euro. That's dropped down to the 62 on euro NZD, but is wicking off it. 2 seconds, 1 second left on that candle. New candles opening as an up. If I magnify that. So it just touched the 62. I love it when it does that. Sort of confirms things. Euro ward has gone right down. Euro GBP ranging. Let's find something else to look at. And GU down as well. So normally if EU's going down, I'd expect GU to go up. No chart layout. USD CAD anymore. Euro JPY. Let's do the London pairs. Finish. So on Euro JPY, can't remember when the last scan was on this one. I was using a scan from the 28th of July. Was my last one. And that and it came out of there, and so I had to put it back in that green one. Which was from, that was the second pitchfork from the 6th of July. I won't go through those today. So I'm into that one at the moment. Euro JPY. So that again, Euro JPY is selling.
Sarah, there's one on Euro JPY from the 6th of August.
Is there? Oh, I wonder
yeah,
if I
that's
missed,
the one
I
I've
wonder,
got as well.
6th of August. Oh, thanks. I wonder if I missed that one then. Object tree. I must have missed that. Right. So
Your time, it's 6th of August, 0800, the D point.
thank you.
I'll stick it in the chat for you.
Thank you. Let me move that to green. Let me look at the chat then. So that's on the hourly. Let me fade that one down. settings. Stop share. Right, I'll just so that was from 31st, just before. That was just after the 31st of July. That's going to be that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? So 6th of August at 0800. So that will be 31st of July at 1400 my time. 3rd of August at 12. 4th of August at 11. Is that right? 4th of August at 14. You see if that looks right. Just up on that green one, down between the 4th and the 5th. I think that looks right. Down between the 4th and the 5th. That looks correct. I haven't had any alarms go off yet from what we've marked up. Oh, see, that's what sometimes happens. You pull the thing off if you don't lock the drawing tools. Right. That's it. Right, just mark this one up. So Euro JPY, the pitchfork is saying buy, but the orange is saying sell, and it keeps touching the 15-minute and not breaking up through that. If we look on further out, then it's a sell scan and it's been a strong downward momentum. It's now on that median. So we can take buys or sells. So back to the 1 minute. How are we going to mark this up? We seem to have higher lows there if you look at the pivots.
So I don't think you're sharing your screen.
Oh, that would help, wouldn't it? Sorry. Don't know how that happened. Thank you. That must have been a bit boring for you. Higher highs and higher lows, but it's so it's a sell scan, but as this is the median line, we could take either. I'll just mark this up, then we'll call it a day, and then I'm back on for London, New York, and 2 p.m. UK time. Is it? No, 1 p.m. UK time. Oh, I forget now. I've changed my time, haven't I? So
You're normally on about 2 p.m. UK time.
2 p.m. UK time, thank you. So trend line, we've got that here. And I want to be getting on doing some of that binary as well. You guys are all ahead of me on that. Looks so good. Take that off. So that is an old pitchfork. It's just amazing, isn't it, how these things work? If you look at the settings, look at this one, how it's just 3 times almost to the pip, 4 times rejected off that old pitchfork there. So it's not stuck between quarter theory and a pitchfork, but it's ranging. It's just ranging between the pitchfork, the 62 and the 15 minute. It just consolidated all the way through Tokyo from open of market. It is a sell scan, but we can take buys as well now. Let me put a downward trend line. So I'm looking for it to carry on down. Or is it going to reject off that pitchfork again and then go up, back up? Don't know on that one either. So I've got quite a lot, I feel quite a lot of mixed messages this morning, looking at quite a few of the London pairs. So I think I'll just put an alert on that pitchfork on Euro JPY. See if it comes down to there. As that 62 is saying sell. Let's see what happens there.
Sarah?
Yeah.
What were you saying about the amount of candles?
Well,
Chance.
Yeah, Chance. I asked them this once quite a while ago, and if you find a break and a retest that's like, see if there's one here, maybe it'll be one on one of the others. It's open of market. That was at 9:15 or not that long ago. But if see if I can find one further back. So that's a very erratic one. Euro USD. 1 minute. So when you get breaks and retests that are like back here, but say we were over here, then it wouldn't apply because it's too far back. It's too many hours back.
Right, okay.
So even though we're on the 1 minute, we want our break and our retest to be within the same area that we are looking to buy or sell.
Right,
Because,
okay, yeah, that's clear, sorry.
yeah, because I used to think, but I've had a break and a retest of 10 pips an hour or two ago, or like 9 in the morning, and you know, it's like 1 p.m. and he'd say no, because that would indicate that price will move over, say, a 1 hour or 4 hour time frame, and we're not trading those longer term time frames. So I said to him, do they still apply then? He said yes, but only over like a 4 hour time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want
they've got to be fairly close together.
yeah, we want everything as bunched up as closely as possible.
Okay.
Within the 1 minute, within the actual time frame that we're working on.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I've looked at that before and thought, oh, maybe it's done a break and retest, but yeah, it's clearly too
Yeah,
far apart to,
if it's too far apart, it doesn't apply.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just heard an alert go off then. I don't know what it
Sorry.
was. No, it's fine. We can, because we're out of time anyway. So look, that's gone right down to the 15 minute on GJ. Euro GBP is going up, so the euro is going up, which is what we wanted it to do. That's tested the 62, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one I'm quite liking the look of it carrying on up. There. GU going down, just hit quarter theory again. So ranging, but it'll have to pop out of that cheese wedge one sooner or later. And the euro against the JPY still under the 62, still saying sell at the moment, but nothing we can do until we get a pitchfork touch. Euro AUD has broken out there and is above the 62. We're just past the hour. But I wouldn't get in that for a buy until the 62 comes up a bit, because it is still technically selling because it's below the blue line, the 15 minute. Okay, so just break each one down, read each one. And then the euro against the USD, that is still selling. So we've got some mixed messages because that's below the 62. So that's pushing it down, and that is still saying sell. So a bit of a mixed message on the markets this morning. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and I'll see you from Babs, Euro JPY. Thank you very much for that, Babs.
Cheers, sir.
Yeah, I'll see. It's the best scenario when the EMA crosses. Yes, when the EMA is actually crossed, unless you've got a strong momentum down or up, so you can tell it's going to cross. Then once it's crossed, then obviously it crossed up for the buy or down for the sell. And the quarter theory and pitchfork cross, or the quarter theory and pitchfork together in a line is fabulous, either for a take profit zone or for an entry zone like Warren identified on Friday with Euro NZD, which then went for 62 pips. That's the most beautiful setup. 2 10-pip breaks and the quarter theory and pitchfork running together. Very, very strong. Then break retest happens there. Yeah. Back on at 1. Yes, that's right, isn't it? Is that right? 1 o'clock. Sorry, I don't know why my head's in a mess about time zones today, because I changed my time. So it was 2. No, I think it's 3 p.m. my time, isn't it? Isn't it 2 p.m. your time now?
Yeah, I think it's 2
Yeah,
p.m.
I changed it slightly from it being the crossover to being actually in the New York session, and the market does move. It's amazing to see the difference. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining, and I'll be back on later. Have a great day on the binary as well. Brilliant stuff, that.